Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, here we are, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, another Friday, and we are here together once again around the breakfast table and at your work or wherever you are. And if you're on the other side of the world, you're getting ready for bed, well, we want you to stay with us. Why? Because here we are. It's the Coffee Hour. And we're here for a whole hour. We're sipping coffee and, donuts and the whole 9 yards. And we're going to get together and have a lot of fun. Now, the purpose of the show, of course, as you already know, we get together each week and have conversation. And of course, we invite each and every one of you to participate. Now, all of you who have been around with us for a long time, we are so grateful to have you along with us, that you have put up with us all of these years. For those of you who are brand new, well, let me tell you how it goes. Well, as the host of the show, I am going to get things started as I'm doing right now, rev up and introduce you and introduce everyone who comes into the room. Now, if you want to participate in the show, and we hope that you do, and in conversation, all you have to do is take your keyboard and use your fingers and type on that keyboard whatever you have to say. And of course, I will see you right there on the big screen, and I will acknowledge you. And if you have anything else to say, like hello, you can say hello, or maybe you want to talk to others that's in the room here, that'll be great too. And if you have your own particular conversation you like to indulge in, right? Something that you want to talk about in particular that's on your mind, we'll be able to do that for you too. We'll just get that conversation going. So we split the deal here. I get it going, throw out conversation, and you can throw out yours just as well. And we'll get along very well. We're going to be here for a whole hour, as I said. Now, those of you who are watching us on Facebook, okay? Well, yes, we're on Facebook. And not only are we on Facebook, we're on two other platforms. We're on YouTube and Instagram. So any one of those three, it doesn't matter where you are, you could watch us and we'll be here for the whole full hour. Now, particularly if you're watching us on Facebook, what I want you to do to take the time right now is to tag maybe not all of your friends, but a lot of your friends, most of your friends, or maybe just a couple of your friends, tag them. And then if you have too many friends where you can't tag them all, each week as you go down the line, tag a few more, bring them all in, because the more the merrier. And of course, when they see that tag coming from you, they'll know it's from you, they'll know it's from you. And what they'll do is that they'll click on to that tag information that they have received, and it brings them directly to us right here. And so that's all it takes to do that, so we want you to do that right away if you possibly could. And for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, I always encourage you every week to go to our YouTube channel. You're there right now. What I want you to do while you're just getting and relaxing and getting started, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. All you have to do is just take your mouse and drag it all the way over where it says subscribe, that arrow pointed right there, and click onto it. And that's all it takes. And you're in. You're right in. Now, the reason why we want you to subscribe to us, for one reason, is that we want all of you to be part of us anyway. And the more subscribers that we have, it's good for us. And of course, you can be part of us. And not only that, once you subscribe, from here on in, as you already did, from here on in, every time we come on the air live, you get a notification instantly. It'll pop right up there, particularly if you're online to see it. Or if we have so much as post a video of some sort, of course, that information will come right up. And all you have to do is click on to that instant message, and it brings you right to the YouTube channel. That's all it takes. And, because there are a lot of guys, a lot of people, like yourselves, may forget about what time the show comes on. And if you happen to be online at the same time, and when the show actually comes on the air, the instant message will pop up. That's the benefit of subscribing. You get that instant message, it'll pop up, and all you have to do is click onto that, and it brings you right there. So please subscribe to us today. And for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, that's our third platform right there. Instagram, you don't have to do anything in particular. All you have to do is just let everybody know that we're out here, tell your family and friends and your relatives, and get them involved in the show too. I believe too that you could also tag your friends on Instagram. I think all you have to do is highlight, cut and paste the information in your browser where we have our link that comes directly to us. And just send that to your friends, right? They'll see it. They'll know it's coming from you. They'll click onto it. And guess what? It'll bring them right here. So we want you to do that right now and get everybody started. And once again, just in case you're just joining us, it's the coffee hour. We're going to be here for a whole full hour. We want you to be with us. And later on, as we move along, we've got a lot of things going along, and not too far away in the show, just minutes from now, in this particular half hour, we're going to link up with Brian Camp. Brian Camp is our sports guy. He comes to you with the latest developments in today's world of sports. The name of his show is called Sports Update. There's a lot to talk about in sports. March is over, but the madness continues, and he'll be talking about that. And baseball is back in session now, and of course, the basketball season is still here. And then, of course, we've got those important games coming up all this weekend. He'll tell you more about that. That's coming up pretty soon. That's on Sports Update. And if you have a particular question that's sports related, and when Brian is on the air live with us, of course, you can ask him whatever questions that you may have that's sports related, and he'll have the answers for you. If he doesn't have the answer at that particular time, he can get the answer for you. And so that's coming up too. And for those of you who are watching on Facebook and YouTube, you'll get a chance to see him. He'll be on camera. You'll see him. As far as Instagram is concerned, you won't be able to see him, but you'll be able to hear him. And still, you could still have the opportunity, even though you don't see him, but you can hear him. You have the opportunity to still ask questions. And of course, if he doesn't see your questions, I will, because I monitor everything. I see you on Facebook and YouTube and all the other platforms that we're on. And whatever questions that you have, I will relay the question to him and he will answer it. Just as simple as that. So there we have it there. And later on in the program as well, we're also going to have, at the end of the program, towards the end of the program, we'll have all of the movies that we usually have for you, because I always have a pick of the week directly from Turner Classic Movies. And those movies come along each week. And the amount of movies I have for you, I will relay them to you. There's a lot of things that you guys do on the weekends. And one of the things that you might want to do is just sit back, relax, and catch up on some old movies, because you know something, sometimes the weekend is all you have. You work hard all week and the weekend is all you have, and you want to do it your way. So whatever your activities are, and if there's one of them that you want to catch up on some old movies, I'm going to add the movies that I have to your list. This way you could watch them as well. And we'll talk more about that. That's coming up later on in the program. Remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, The Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other form of broadcast facilities or social media outlets. So that being said, we are underway. Let's get underway officially by holding up our cups as we always do, because what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? So, excuse me while I shoot up. Oh, that's marvelous. That's great. And that's wonderful. You don't necessarily have to have coffee. You could have tea. You could have cocoa, milk, you know, whatever. Everyone doesn't drink coffee, but, you know, whatever you're having, you have it with us. And again, you know, make sure you tell your friends about it so they could have a little coffee with us. This is great. Put that aside. I'll have a little more later on. Yes, we are here at a brand new month, and this is the first day of a brand new month that we're broadcasting the coffee hour. We're in the month of April. It's April 5th, the 5th day of April. And what do you know? We have a long way to go. We already passed April Fools. So I haven't seen any April Fools jokes, you know. You remember a long time ago when you were a kid, you used to joke with your friends and then just say April Fools. I don't know if they do that anymore. I mean, occasionally they may. But anyway, the point is that we're in a brand new month and we've got a long way to go. And of course, the summertime is coming up. We're officially into spring. I don't know if the weather in your area maybe proclaims that, but it is officially spring. And of course, the weather is going to get warmer and we're going to be doing a lot of things. There's going to be, I could see it right now. A lot of people are gearing up for their cookouts and all of the outdoor activities they're going to do and outings and all kinds of things happening in the summer. I waited a long time for this. And so that's on the way. And of course, we've got all of these things to talk about, and we want to talk about more things. So we want to invite you. Now, listen, you guys, if you like to indulge in conversation, and we hope you do, because I love talking to you personally. I love to address you personally, and we have a lot of fun doing it. If you decide to do that, would you please, pretty please, with a little cherry on top, give us your weather forecast. Let us know what it's like in your area, no matter where you are around the world, because we're global. We're all around the world. So there's not a place you can go where you won't be able to pick us up, just as long as you have a great Wi-Fi and a great hotspot. But wherever you are, let us know what your weather is, because everybody's weather is different. All right. You may have sunny skies. You may have gloomy skies. We like to know that because I like to compare notes with everybody. Now, that's not a mandatory thing that I ask everyone to do. It's just something that I ask you to do. And if you would, that would be great. But for those of you who live in New York City and the vicinity of New York City, where we're broadcasting, that's where we come and that's where we originate. You don't have to worry about that because I will take care of that local weather forecast in New York City. I'll let you know more about that. And that's coming up. And you don't have to worry. So you dodged the bullet in that area. But for the rest of you guys, give us your, it doesn't have to be a full-blown weather forecast. It could be something just simple, maybe even a little emoji. I could read emojis too. They kind of like tell me, what it's like. But just let us know what's happening in your area in terms of that. And it'll be great. So we have reached, as I said, a new month. And of course, in this new month, being that is April, we are celebrating now Scottish American Heritage Month. Oh, yes, we picked up on that very well. So all of my friends who live in Scotland, which of course that's where we're broadcasting to, I know you're out there. Those of you who once lived in Scotland, and here are American Scotlands, you're here, you're Scottish, American Scottish Heritage Month, all right, or Scottish American Heritage Month. All right, that's what we're celebrating. So we want to just pay homage to that. And we're doing that all month long. And so if there are activities in the Scottish community, or maybe in Scotland somewhere you want to talk about, let us know, give us some history of what happens in Scotland or where you came from, or if you have some stories you want to talk about, you can do that here. And of course, we would love to talk to you. You don't have to do it verbally. All you have to do is just use your keyboard and type it in. And of course, we'll share it with others. So that's what we do. And so, along with celebrating Scottish Heritage American, Scottish American Heritage Month. Along with celebrating that, guess what? It's National Nebraska Day. All you Nebraskans, for lack of a better term, out there, this is your day. It's National Nebraska Day. And of course, being that it says national, that we celebrate it. Everyone in the nation will be celebrating you. And what are you doing in Nebraska right now? How's it going out there? Well, you could talk about that too. If you're from Nebraska, let us know, raise your hand, or better yet, even type and say, hey, I'm from Nebraska, and I just wanted to say hi. And of course, we will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas on that. So all of you guys from Nebraska, this is your day. And of course, we thank you so much for being along with us. And, I'm not a preacher or anything like that. I don't like to force anything on anyone, but I do mention it and you make your own discretion. But I always talk about the purpose and the benefit of taking the COVID-19 vaccination, which is now available, the updated version, which has been available for a very long time already. But some people have not had a chance to take it yet, or maybe refuse to take it. Again, it's up to you, but I just throw it out there. You know, I'm not forcing anything. I'm just throwing it out there for your discretion. But if you're so inclined, it's all available. All you have to do is go to your pharmacist and let them know that you want to take that vaccination shot right there. And what they'll do is either, if they don't do it on the spot, you'll have to make an appointment to do. Now, depending on where you live, some people have the opportunity and the fortune to have it done right on, walk in and have it done right on the spot. But if not, they'll say, okay, you'll have to make the appointment. Now, if you're right there in the pharmacy, you say, hey, would you please, pretty please, I know, I have to make the appointment. Can I make the appointment right now? And they may do that for you. If not, you could always go online. They'll give you their website of their pharmacy, and then you can go online and make the appointment there and find out what's available and what's convenient for you to take that vaccination. And that's all you have to do. And once you make that appointment, ladies and gentlemen, the best thing to do is keep that appointment. The reason why I want you to do it is because you never know how long it'll take before the next appointment is available for you to take the vaccination. At any rate, do it. We already know that we're coming into the summer months, so the spikes, if there were any at all, have gone down. But, you see it all over TV. People are talking about the COVID virus. It's no longer a pandemic, but it lingers, and it's just like the flu. It's who knows? Maybe we'll be getting these shots annually, but this is the time to do it. And so, if you would, the flu shots, I imagine are still available at this particular time. Are they? I don't know. But when we get around to it, when it's available, and that's usually around the August month, we usually talk about it. But the important thing right now is the COVID-19 shot, which is available. So we go out and do that. And two, ladies and gentlemen, there's another shot which I'm going to have to consult with my doctor before I even entertain the thought of even taking that shot. It's called the coccal pneumonia shot. Now, I've already taken the pneumonia shot. This is like a stronger dose. It's like an updated version, and it's just something to add as a security blanket for you. So with all of that, make sure that you do that. Get your family involved, make sure that your children are involved, make sure they get there, be very proactive with your health. It's very important. And eat the right foods is all important, right? There you go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you that weather forecast. And as I already said, that it would be nice if you can give us your weather forecast if you're not living in the New York area. If you live in the New York area, you don't have to worry about it. I am going to take care of that right now. I think it's time to do it. But for the rest of you, if you have your weather forecast handy, let us know what it's like. Okay, this is what's happening in New York. It's not going to be a bad weekend. It's not going to be a bad weekend at all. As a matter of fact, I think it's going to be good because we had a lot of rain just a couple of days ago. We had a lot of rain. I mean, we had floods. It was like a storm. But I'm going to tell you what we have right now as we go along through the whole weekend. Right now, it's Friday, and this is what we have. It starts like this. We've got some sun, and some sun this morning with increasing clouds in the afternoon. And we're going to have a high around 51 degrees, and winds will be west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. For Friday night, tonight, if you're going out on the town, we've got partly cloudy skies early with increasing cloudiness overnight, low 41 degrees. Winds will be west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. There's no rain in the forecast, as you can see. And for Saturday, my favorite time of the whole weekend, it's going to be mostly cloudy. But there's a few sunshine coming in between it all, a little sun coming in between it all, but no rain in the forecast. Mostly cloudy, and we'll have a high around 53 degrees. Winds will be north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour for Saturday night. Don't take the rain gear. You don't need it. Unless, of course, you think you might need it. You want to be careful on the safe side, but that's okay too. Partly cloudy, low near 40 degrees. Winds will be north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And if you're headed out to church or whatever your Sunday morning activity is, it's going to be partly cloudy. We'll have a high. Temperatures go up a little bit more. 55 degrees, winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And so there you have it. That's the New York weather forecast. It's 45 degrees right now. And right now, for the most part, we've got sun coming out in and out. It's kind of a hazy sunshine, but it is sunshine, and it really looks good out there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we are on this Friday. It's time to go over to Charlotte, North Carolina, because our friend Brian Camp is right there. And of course, as always, he's here to bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And as I said last night, the month of March is over, but the madness continues.
Oh, it's going to continue. Tonight and Saturday may be one of the greatest sports events for the weekend that we have not seen in a long time. It's going to be great. It is going to be fantastic. But first, I want to say good morning to you all out there who's out there listening globally or nationally or locally. It is 49 degrees here in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, where it's going up to 60. So yeah, we're having a little chill out here because early in the week we was up in the 80s. Weather went down a little bit, but I hope all is well. Good morning to you all again, and hope is well on this here Friday, where we're gonna begin our weekend. In sports, the NFL will have their annual draft. It's coming up on the 25th and through the 27th later on this month, and it's going to be a very wide open draft for wide receivers. I could tell you that much. So if you check your teams to see what they might want to, what they may need, I should say, and see how they will fare this well. So that's April 25th through the 27th. Major League Baseball, the Athletics will leave Oakland after the 2024 season and will play at least 3 more seasons in a minor league ballpark in West Sacramento. Now, the move, the A's has been playing there for 56 years in the East Bay. Is a stretch that includes 4 World Series championships. I remember those championships in 72, 73, and 74, where they were dominating. They were the best team. They were named the best team in the 70s, beating out the Cincinnati Reds, because the Reds, they had some good teams, the Big Red Machine, but the A's beat them head-to-head in 1972 and won on 3 straight championships, as I had mentioned. Now, the A's will share Sutter Health Park, which holds roughly 14,000 fans, with the Sacramento River Cats. That's the San Francisco Giants AAA team. Now, the agreement is for a 3-year lease with a team option for a 4th season. The A's will be moving hopefully by 2028 to Las Vegas by the Strip. So they get now, whenever you have last season, I think it was last season or the season before that, they had a possum in the TV booth doing a live game. That tells you how bad that stadium is when you have a possum in there, and who knows what else was in there. So that's why. That's another reason why. Plus, they're not drawing any fans. The Oakland Raiders left a couple of years ago, and they're in Vegas right now. So Oakland, the city of Oakland, is losing a lot of their teams over there. Now the Golden State Warriors was playing in Oakland, but now they switch over to the other side of the bay to San Francisco. In the NBA, congratulations to Mr. Clutch. Jerry West will be entering the Hall of Fame again for a record 3rd time. His latest election coming as a contributor to the game. Now, Jerry West, who is 85 years old, still looks good too, by the way, has been previously inducted into the Hall of Fame as a player in 1979 and as a member of the 1960 U.S. Olympic team in 2010. Now, what a contributor to his elections honors his work as a GM, which he was with the Lakers, as well as time as a consultant with the Warriors and the LA Clippers. So we salute Jerry West, who's one of the old-time players who was one of the greats of all time. And not only that, I would have to say he even coached a little bit too, right after he retired. But his main work was as a player and as a GM as well, because he built teams. He was the one that got Kobe Bryant to get him out of Charlotte to come into play for the Lakers. So that's how great he has been as an executive. Well, it's here. March Madness is coming down to the wire, men's and women. It's going to start tonight, Friday. That's right. North Carolina State versus South Carolina. Now, that's going to be an interesting game because South Carolina has been undefeated all year, and NC State is the Cinderella team of the tournament. Now, Dawn Staley, who's the coach of South Carolina, is seeking for her third championship. Dawn Staley was once a player. She has a basketball mind that is unbelievable. So people in South Carolina are hoping that they could complete the undefeated season, and the Wolfpack of North Carolina State is looking to continue this magic carpet ride. The second game is going to probably be the feature game. You got Paige Beckers going against Caitlin Clark. Now, these two phenomena are going head to head. Caitlin Clark, a lot of people saying if she wins tonight and somehow knock off South Carolina, we think that South Carolina is going to beat NC State. She's the women's GOAT of all time. And I kind of believe that because what she did so far this year and the previous years, she knocked off LSU last week. She would knock off UConn, and she would knock off, we believe, that South Carolina. So by me saying that, she has more points and assists than any other woman in women's basketball. There's a lot of women out there like Cheryl Miller or Cheryl Swoops, and it's just a lot of women. But this here, what she's doing, we can't hate on her because she's shooting the ball in the range of Steph Curry. You know, if Steph Curry comes up the court, past half court, you better start guarding him tight because that's how he launches away, and that's how she launches away. So be prepared for a lot of shooting. I expect a lot of offense on both teams. Then tomorrow, NC State on the men's side, we're going against Purdue, which is another Cinderella team. Both men's and women North Carolina State teams are really Cinderella teams. Purdue is the number one seed in their bracket. So that should be an interesting game. And then the second game is the Alabama Crimson Tide would be going against the UConn men. We got both men's and women for North Carolina State and UConn in this here Final Four. So it's plenty of action, plenty of fun. Get your hot dogs or whatever you drink or whatever. It's going to be electrifying. You know, the college atmosphere brings it, and they bring it hard. So the women's Final Four, first game tonight, 7 o'clock on ESPN. The second game also on ESPN at 9 o'clock. And for tomorrow, the NC State Purdue game would be at 6:10, and Alabama UConn game would be at 8:45. The winner of these games for the women, the championship would be played on Sunday, and for the men's would be playing on Monday night. So we're all set, and we're going to get ready. Now, this day in sports, April 5th, 1925, New York Yankees defeated the Dodgers 16-9, where Babe Ruth collapses in North Carolina due to an ulcer. Too many hot dogs, too many brewskis, Who knows? We don't know, but we're glad that he was okay then. That was just a minor thing. So 1967, 76ers Wilt Chamberlain sets an NBA record of 41 rebounds. Those days, let me tell you, there's a big debate about which is a weak era. I believe in those days, nobody could shoot the ball. That's why I think Wilt got a lot of rebounds. Okay. They said that he was playing against plumbers. The only person he was playing against that was really competitive was Bill Russell. Well, 41 rebounds is nothing to sneeze about. 1972, Major League Baseball fails to open due to a player strike for the first time in history in 86 lost games. 1983, the New York Mets, Tom Seaver sets a record, his 14th National League opening day assignment. He had 14 opening days. That's how great he was. 1984, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar breaks Wilt Chamberlain's all-time record scoring record. 1919, OKC guard Russell Westbrook, first player to average 3 consecutive triple doubles. That's a lot of. Now that's hard to do. Everybody said that he was milking the stats, but that's hard to do. But you got to get at least 10 assists, 10 rebounds, and have double figures points in scoring. So that's not an easy stat to do. Oscar Robertson was the originator of doing a lot of triple doubles. Birthdays today, 1951, only 2. Rennie Stennett, the Major League Baseball infielder, was one of 3 players that have 7 hits in a game. Was born in Cologne, Panama. And happy birthday to, he was born in 1978, Steven Jackson, NBA forward, born in Houston, Texas. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports.
While you were doing your sports, we had a little tremor just now. It's a little earthquake tremor. Just you were shaking. So, while you were doing your sports, I could. That's why I didn't say anything about. But yeah, we had a little tremor just passed us by. When I get off the air, I'm going to check the news. But I was wondering if anybody out there that lived in the New York area felt any kind of tremor. Maybe it was me. Maybe it was that bad night I had last night. No, it couldn't have been that. No, but there was a tremor that just passed us by. But I'm going to look more into it when we get off the air. Okay, Caitlin Clark and Paige
Beckers.
Yeah, Paige Beckers, right? I'm looking forward to that game. That's going to be, these 2 girls are phenomenal. And Caitlin is a 6-footer. And I last night I checked with Paige. Paige is 5'11". I checked that out last night. She just looked tall, but she's 5'11". She's only an inch under 6 feet. She's about my height, 5'11". And then, Caitlin. So it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game.
Let me tell you, women's basketball has come to life now. We also had a lady who played last week for USC called Juju Watkins. Mm-hmm. She's going to be even more phenomenal. Now, I think she might have a better career because she's both good on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. They call them wing players who could defense and play offense as well too. Mm-hmm. So the women's basketball is on the rise and is going to continue to rise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this is this has never been done before. And something with this with Caitlin, she's setting the tone. Caitlin and Paige are setting the tone because now when they leave, and this is Caitlin's last year. When she leaves, there's going to be someone else behind her. Because there are a lot of girls probably watching her, young girls watching her say, I want to be just like her. I want to play just like her. And she's probably now an inspiration to a lot of these young players. So, yeah. But I'm looking forward to that game. I'm all set, ready to go. And of course, I'm going to be torn between the wrestling matches and. But something, I could always see the wrestling matches later because I could always go back on demand and check it out later. But I'm going to concentrate on this game tonight. It'll be great.
Yep. Right. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be epic. Yeah. This is the tournaments for men's and women that really get a lot of people really glued to their televisions wherever you are, whether you're at home or a sports bar or anywhere where they have televisions and where people could sit and eat and enjoy themselves. But it's going to be pandemonium, as they would say. Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's only the beginning of the season for baseball. I already know that, and it'll get better. But last at Citi Field, the Mets, they had no one no one showed up.
Weather was bad. It was
Yeah.
it was an inclement weather that was happening back in New York. I know it was rained out a couple of days ago.
Right.
And yeah,
But even in the Detroit game, also they had absolutely almost nobody in the stands. I mean, you see empty seats all over the place.
Yeah,
yeah. And I'm hoping that's just for the beginning. You know, I hope it gets better. You know, because
bad weather, and you know this. You know, I guess that they didn't want to come out, but
yeah.
I mean, you know, baseball is. You got to watch baseball. The baseball is on a decline itself. You know, you see how they marketing and advertise their sport. The NBA, they do a great job too. The thing about the NBA, the Players Association and the players really run the league.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And in football, as we know, is the owners that just runs everything.
Mm-hmm.
But baseball is in a situation where they can't afford another scandal like that. Shohei Ohtani, his situation is still up in the air, you know?
Yeah. Wow. You know, I don't know. I'm just hoping. I have my fingers crossed. I love baseball, and I'm just hoping that it just makes its return back in full the way it used to be. But you have doubts about that, right?
People like me and you and others who love baseball, we're gonna watch baseball regardless, you know. I'm thinking about taking a ride out, hopefully by September, taking a trip out to Kansas City, Missouri to visit the old Negro League Museum for their Hall of Fame, and taking a baseball game and taking a football game, because the baseball stadium and Kauffman Stadium and Arrowhead Stadium, where the Kansas City Chiefs play, are right next to one another. So the Kansas City Chiefs might be playing on a Thursday, because whenever a Super Bowl team wins the Super Bowl, they are the host team to start off the season on a Thursday night. And then the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe, are home that weekend too, will be playing on Friday. So I might check out the football and the baseball, but I want to see, my main reason for going is to check out the museum of the old Negro League.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great. You gave me a homework assignment last night, teacher. So this is what I did. I checked out Ted Turner. All of his assets, his broadcast assets, right, merged with Time Warner. So, and I'm assuming that even though they merged, I'm presuming he still have stock in all of these places. But there's a merger. He merged with Time Warner, Turner Classic Movies, and CNN. It's all with Time Warner now.
So basically, what he did was when he sold his majority stock,
mm-hmm.
he made a fortune.
Yeah,
like Mike Button made a fortune selling the majority stock that he owned with the Hornets,
mm-hmm.
the basket. So he's still the minority owner.
Yeah,
Mark Cuban, same thing for the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, also sold the majority of his stock, but in agreement, he still has control over what goes on with the everyday operations of the Dallas Mavericks. So he's the minority owner, but in his agreement with the sale, he made his fortune, got a good deal, but has the minority part, but he has say-so control over the team of the hiring.
Yeah. Yeah, because a merger, all a merger means is that not that he gave up everything, but all a merger means is that they just got together with another corporation, and so they both sides have invested in stock in the in all of these facilities. So
now is married to Jane Fonda?
He was. I think that's over. I guess that's another homework assignment, right? I didn't look into that, but last time I kind of, maybe I'm wrong about it. I think they divorced or separated or something, you know.
Okay.
But I'll check into that. I'll see about that, you know. But Jane Fonda, she's doing her own thing. She has her own money. She has her own corporation. So, you know, she doesn't really need Ted Turner anyway. What the heck, you know? Women don't need men as far as finances go anymore. Not anymore. You know, that way. This is not the 1950s. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as housewives anymore. You know, men, they're doing their thing. They're making their money. Women are making their money. Some households have women who bring home the bacon.
That's right.
You know, and some households that women work and men stay home. So they call it single dads.
Single dads.
Yeah, or single moms. You know, they don't call them housewives anymore. They don't even use the word domestic engineers anymore. You know, all of that is over. All of that is over, and it's okay. And it's okay. You know, and I know some guys whose wives make more money than they do, but they don't care about that. You know, they don't stress out about it. You know, a long time ago, that would have been something like, you know, I don't want to deal with her. She's making more money with her. She shouldn't be making more money. That's over. That's over. Everybody's doing their own thing now. So, okay. So I guess we'll catch you back here next week.
God's willing, but enjoy the games. And by Sunday and Monday, we'll have champions in college basketball, men's and women's. So stay tuned.
Okay, before you go, who's going to be your picks for the women's team and for the men's team on Monday?
For Sunday, I'm going to crown the South Carolina Gamecocks, and for the men's, I want to go with either Alabama or North Carolina State. I love the underdogs, except for the women's. The women's is Dawn Staley is just, her team is just awesome. But who knows? This is college basketball. You just don't know. But I pick South Carolina to win it all, and I would like to see Alabama come and knock off UConn.
Yeah. What about for a Friday night's game?
Tonight's game? Oh, well, Friday night's game, I think it's going to be UConn going against South Carolina. And for the championship on Monday, Alabama versus
no. UConn is playing the Buckeyes.
For the women.
Yeah.
Both men and women are in the final.
They're both games going. I have to go back and forth with these games. But for the women, you know, for the women's game, what do you think?
Oh, it's going to be. I'm going to pick UConn to win. Okay.
It's a hard choice. I think I'm gonna, you know, just for the heck of it, I think I'm gonna stick with Caitlin.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I love Paige. She's wearing.
Listen, I like
Paige. She's wearing my number 5.
Okay.
She's wearing, that's the number I use when I play baseball, number 5. But listen, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I shouldn't go for either team. Maybe I should just, you know, but we'll see. Now I'm gonna go for the Buckeyes. I'm gonna see them.
Okay.
We'll see. But there's a lot of sports, a lot of games coming up, and we'll look forward to it. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, sir. I wish everybody a good weekend. Mary, hi, how you doing? I hope you have a good weekend too. And everybody stay safe.
Okay, take care of yourself. We'll see you then. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Brian is always with us each week, and he comes along and just brings us the latest. And of course, he's here on our other show too that you'll see on Thursday night. We'll talk more about that later, called Talk Back Live. That's on Thursday night. So Brian, thank you so much for that. Yeah, I was saying, you know, while Brian was doing his sports, you know, because when he does his sports, I don't cut in on him or anything unless he asks a question or something specific that I have to talk about. But in between it all, I don't know. If you're from New York, I wish you would let me know about this if it happened. But while Brian was doing his sports, I experienced a little tremor. And it seems like it felt like an earthquake. And they come from time to time. Every now and then they come from time to time. So I'm just wondering, I mean, when I get off the air here, I'm going to check with the news bureau and find out if there was an earthquake someplace else and we're just feeling the effects here. But there was a little passing tremor that lasts for a couple of seconds. And after the most intensive part passed, and then you could feel a little flutter under the floor here, so I'm just trying to find out if we experienced a little earthquake, but it's passed already. But maybe we're gonna wind up being like California. I just hope that we don't ever get the big one, because if we ever get the big one, we are Ghana. Especially if people live in Manhattan, work in Manhattan. We're a Ghana. Mary, you felt it? Mary's coming out of Brooklyn. You felt it? Did you feel that tremor? Because she said it was an earthquake. Okay. Maybe Mary, I don't know if you felt that. I don't know if you know where the earthquake actually came from, because it could have came from place else. It's just like that time when they had that earthquake. I was someplace in Washington, in the DC area, I believe. I think it was somewhere that was the last tremor we had. But that was so far away, but you still get the effects here. So maybe that's what happened. But I'm going to check with the news, of course, unless Mary knows more about it. She can give us some information on that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour, and we're here. And since I do have the shakes, I'm going to have a little. That'll calm you down. Anyway, it's the coffee hour. We're going to be here till the top of the hour. Mary says it was felt from New Jersey as well. Okay, so I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. So it wasn't last night. It wasn't a bad night for me. All right. So yeah. So Mary says that it was felt in Jersey. And Mary, I believe she felt it herself. So okay, I knew it. No, they happen once in a while. The tremors come here once in a while. I never forget the time when I was living in Brooklyn. And growing up in Brooklyn, I used to live, like a long time ago when I was a kid. I used to live near an elevated train station, the L. If today, anybody that lives in New York knows the Coney Island area. And I lived over there, New Yorkers, the Ocean Parkway station on the Q line. Well, I used to live in front of that L. I used to live in front of that L. I mean, the house is like right there. So whenever I felt the tremor, I knew right away it was just a train passing by, And then I lived in a part of Brooklyn. I lived in Flatbush at one time, in the Flatbush area of Brooklyn, but I lived next to the train where it passed. The train was actually like ground level, and it passed my house. And every 15 minutes when the train go by or whatever, you could feel a tremor. And I remember my brother called me. He says, "Did you feel that tremor?" I say, "I feel a tremor every 15 minutes, He says, "Yeah, but this one was an earthquake." And I didn't know. Anyway, I don't live in front of an elevated train anymore. And so that's why I knew it wasn't a train passing by. So that's why I was concerned about it. But yeah, okay, so I was kind of right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being along with us on this Friday. And those of you who are watching, let us know if you felt anything like that, felt any kind of tremor, and I would like to know that as well. Okay, actress Barbara Rush, the Golden Globe winner for came from outer space in Peyton Place. Also, she was playing in one of the soap operas, All My Children, years ago. She died. Rush's daughter is a news correspondent. Her name is Claudia Cowan. She confirmed this. And the legendary actress, whose career spanned 7 decades across the stage, screen, and television, starred opposite of Hollywood's most iconic leading men, including Paul Newman, Marlon Brando, Dean Martin, Rock Hudson, Frank Sinatra, and Richard Burton. She was 97 years old. Actress Barbara Baltavin, who appeared on 3 episodes of the original Star Trek and reoccurred on Medical Center before working in the casting department on shows like Dynasty and Trapper John MD. She died. Baltavin died Sunday of a congestive heart failure at her home in Manhattan Beach, and she was 85 years old. The rock group Heart previously announced they were setting out on a massive tour in 2024 and marking their reunion and first run of live shows since 2019 on Tuesday. And Heart revealed they're expanding the dates. Heart's 2024 tour kickoff on April 20th. That'll be happening in Greensville, South Carolina. And it continues in the United States through May before heading to Europe for a handful of dates in June and July. And July 30th, they'll resume their North American leg in, I believe it's in Columbus, Ohio. And they'll be playing there and the rest of the summer right through the fall. And get ready for more Matrix, that movie, you know, that you guys all love so much. The Hollywood Reporter and Vanity reported Wednesday, and that Time Warner has a new film in the futuristic franchise coming soon. Now, the original Matrix movie came out 25 years ago in 1999. It's currently it's unclear which of the former cast members will be returning for the new installment, and its plot details remain under wraps. Baywatch actress Pamela Anderson radiates in a she's makeup-free for her cover on her new cookbook. Pamela Anderson debuted her cookbook, started as a personal project, and it was called I Love You Recipes from the Heart. Was originally created as a housewarming gift for her sons and their girlfriends. And now fans will get a chance and step into her world on Vancouver Island when the book is released. And it will be released October 15th. Birthdays. Pop star and pop singer Paula Cole is 56 years old today. Let's see, you have Angelita from Foskova from ABBA. She's a member of ABBA. She's 74 years old today. And actor Max Gail from Barney Miller is 82 years old today. Singer Ronnie White, the late singer Ronnie White from The Miracles, would have been 85 today. General Colin Powell would have been 87. Jazz saxophonist Stanley Turrentine, who I got to know later on before he died, he would have been 90 years old today. Comedian Frank Gorshin, an old neighbor, the guy who used to live in my neighborhood, an actor, comedian, he used to live in my neighborhood. He would have been 91. Blues singer Billy Bland, or Billy Bland would have been 92. And Tony Williams from the Platters would have been 96. He was a lead singer. He would have been 96 years old today. Producer director Roger Corman is still alive, and he's 98 years old today. God bless him. Happy birthday. Actress and singer Gail Storm would have been 102. Actor Gregory Peck would have been 108. Actor Gordon Jones, who played in Abbott and Costello as Mike the Cop, remember him? He would have been 113 years old. Actress Betty Davis would have been 115. Actor Melvin Douglas would have been 123 years old. And actor Spencer Tracy would have been 124 years old. Tracy died in 1965. His last movie was Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? And so there you have all of the birthdays, and that takes care of all of the entertainment people right there. All of you who want to get in touch with me, feel free, because we love to hear from you and love to talk to you. All you have to do is be proactive. I have my email address and my telephone number. Let me give you the email address first. The email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled A-L-L-A-N. Prod is P-R-O-D. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Now, you can call for any reason you like. All you have to do is let us know, email us, call us, and maybe you have suggestions about the show. Maybe you want to critique the show, or maybe there's a guest that you want me to have on the show, or maybe you have some positive idea about the show. We're always open for your suggestions and ideas, and we'd love to listen to you. And so let us know, because you're just as much as part of this show as anyone else, just as much as me as the host of the show. And of course, we like your input. We always look forward to your input. So if you would take that information and keep it where it's safe or where you can get easy access to it, we really would appreciate that. I will give you the email address once again right now. The email address is frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. And the telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Well, we have those movies for you. Those of you who are inclined to take part or partake. I always bring these movies to you, my picks of the week, directly from Turner Classic Movies. Now, a lot of you do things on the weekends, and one of the things that some of you may want to do is catch up on some movies. You want to put popcorn in a microwave and open up a couple of brewskis or some ginger ale or whatever you do, right? And enjoy these great movies. I'm going to add a couple of movies. I have 2 movies this week. I'm going to add to your bucket list of what to watch, okay? So here we go. We're going to start from 1950, a great movie, a black and white movie. It stars Kirk Douglas, Lauren Bacall, and Doris Day. I love this movie. It's called, and the reason why I'm partial to this movie is because I used to play trumpet, and so this is called Young Man with a Horn, and Kirk Douglas is a trumpet player in this movie. But I'm not going to give you the whole thing about the movie. You ought to watch it. It comes on Turner Classic Movies, and you can watch it this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's Young Man with a Horn. And that's Kirk Douglas, Lauren Bacall, and Doris Day. And here's another one that I think you'll like too. If you like music, it's a music weekend. Okay, here we go. It's called New Orleans from 1947. And that stars Arturo de Cordova, Dorothy Patrick, and Marjorie Lord. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. That's on Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Now, I may add on this movie, New Orleans, Billie Holiday is in it, and she has a part in it. And also, Louis Armstrong is in it. And so you'll get a chance to see them, and that'll be great. Now, you go on Turner Classic Movies and go through the program guide, because they may be more movies that I didn't mention, but something that may tickle your fancy, and you can check it out and find out what's there, and you can watch them in real time. And if you don't get a chance to watch these movies in real time, you can DVR them and watch them at your own convenience. Also, go to Demand, where there are a lot of free movies that you can check out. They're right there for you from A to Z, and chock full of them. Check them out. Also, you can go on pay-per-view. There are movies that are in the theater right now, but you can watch them in the comfort of your own home. And then movies that were already in the theaters not too long ago, and they linger on, and you can watch those too. Obviously, you'll have to pay more for the movies that are in the theater now, but the good thing is that you can pop your own popcorn, drink your own beverages right in the comforts of your own home. Also, there are a lot of great documentaries, children programs, Lifetime movies, and sporting events, and it's all right there. So let me give you these movies once again. It's called Young Man with a Horn from 1950. That's Kirk Douglas, Lauren Bacall, and Doris Day. That's Turner Classic Movies. You can check it out this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And of course, again, there's New Orleans from 1947, Arturo de Cordova, Doris Patrick, and Marjorie Lord. That's all right there on Turner Classic Movies. I hope you get a chance to watch these movies. I think you'll like them. And that's going to wrap it up for me, ladies and gentlemen. But I will be back here on next Thursday, and that will be Talk Back Live. All right. And Brian Camp will be along with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Hope you'll be here too. And then you come back here next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern for more of the coffee hour. And I will be here with Brian Camp once again with more sports. And of course, you could ask him all the questions that you want. Mary said that it came from Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., that earthquake, which is where it came from before. Thank you, Mary, for that information. I really appreciate it. And thank all of you guys for being along with us. And we'll catch you back here next week. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have a great day and a great weekend. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host, Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant, Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer, Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.